Good day, guys. Just wanted to make a quick update video on some of the tools I picked up at a flea market last week. It was exactly 1 week ago today. Picked up some things and I had a request to show kind of where I'm at right now. So I picked up this, it's called a stitch pony. Pretty quick fix on this. I just gave it a quick scrubbing with some Scotch-Brite pad and then spray painted it with some black spray paint. Pretty simple fix, but it just looks so much better than it did before. I actually used this today already for another project. I got quite a few leather projects I want to do yet. The next tool I have here is called a sod cutter. When I first bought it, I wasn't really too sure what it was, but it just looked like something I could use. Then I thought it was maybe for stripping bark off of logs, but I brought it to work and someone said it's a sod cutter. Heavily rusted, sanded it, painted it after I painted my stitch pony. This is a tool that's going to be outside a lot, so I figured it'd be better to paint it. I have a piece of thin wall steel tubing I use for the handle. Made a sheath. This handle started out as a 8-foot long 4x4, which I used my skill saw to cut down the length and then give it a quarter turn, cut it down again. And then I took my planer, which I bought last week, and mainly used a planer to round this off. Not too sure what kind of hardwood it is, but it's very heavy and you just can't find this in Alberta. We have birch and that's about it for hardwood. So it's a nice thick handle, put some linseed oil on it. I think it looks pretty good. This was a quick fix. I bought a square. It's just a little rusted on here, and there was some paint on the handle, so I just quickly sanded it, put some linseed oil on it. Very quick fix. Like I said, I'm not trying to make these look brand new, I'm just cleaning them up. And next is my crosscut saw. When I bought it, it was heavily rusted, just all surface rust. There is a bit of pitting. I spent a lot of time with WD-40 and sandpaper sanding this, making sure to keep away from the teeth. I used airline, just a slit down the middle for a blade guard. Used some leather lace to hold it on. And apparently with these blades, it takes many cleanings before you start to really see a difference. Looks much better already, but it's got a ways to go. Also, I changed the handle. The handle that it came with was pretty old, gray, dry, cracked. I soaked it in linseed oil. I still might use it, but I wanted a more comfortable handle. So I made this last night. It's out of a piece of spruce. I wanted to use hardwood, but the hardwood I had just wasn't big enough. But the spruce is very dense. It was a very heavy piece of spruce, so I think it's going to last. This handle took me about an hour and a half to 2 hours to make. I think it looks pretty nice. It's comfortable. So there's one thing left to do with the saw, and that's to fix the teeth on it. I started using it last night. And once you get about 2 inches down to the blade, the saw starts to bind on itself. And what that tells me is that there's no kerf left on the blade. You know, your saw blade, your teeth are like this, and the kerf is the teeth kind of stick out a little bit on the sides, and what that does is it makes room for the blade as it's cutting into the wood. Without that kerf, your saw is going to bind on itself, and that's exactly what it's doing. Unfortunately, I don't know too much about saws, and I don't have the proper tools. You need a spider gauge, and a saw set. So I'm gonna do some more research and get the saw up and going, because the whole point, or the whole reason why I bought the saw is so I could take it out into the woods and do some serious work with it. So that's gonna have to wait. So that's pretty much it. I hope you liked the video, and thanks for watching.